Trading 360, I'm Nicole Petalides. We're live on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. It's time for our CEO Spotlight on the semiconductor industry. Joining me right now, Jonathan Klamkin's here, CEO, President of Aeluma. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, this company, the shares are up over 200% over the last year, around 200%. A little bit about the company for people who may not be as familiar.
Thank you. Aeluma, ticker ALMU, is semiconductor chip company, and we specialize in very high performance semiconductors that can scale for consumer markets. Our chips are anywhere from 3 to 10 to even 1,000 times better than competing technologies, depending on the use case. And the technology is applicable to AI, to quantum computing, to automotive, to mobile, AR, VR, and also defense and aerospace applications.
Right, and I see the circles behind you. That's good branding because it keeps our mind on how many different things that you're hitting here. I mean, aerospace and defense, I'll start there when I think about how you have contracts here with NASA and many of the Department of Defense, for example, right? Tell me about that part of it.
Yeah, so Aeluma's technology is very broadly applicable. We've positioned the company as a technology provider. We build chips that can be deployed in many systems. And if we're talking for a moment about some of those government applications, defense and aerospace, and even NASA and the Department of Energy, for example, NASA likes our technology because it's very efficient. It can be made into a compact form factor. It could deploy on aerial and space platforms. Think about things like CubeSats that are deploying for communication systems and sensors in space. And some of the investments being made by the defense agencies, specifically DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, we're partnered with them to develop sort of the next generation chips. Most of what we see in the news is about scaling semiconductor chips, making them transistors smaller and smaller so we can pack more and more functionality into a chip. Aeluma is about bringing advanced materials to silicon manufacturing, and that's what we're doing with DARPA and some of the other government agencies.
So, for example, I know that you won the DARPA contract. That was $11.7 million. But these are deals that you've been working on or renewing or expanding and the like. In this first quarter, are we going to be breaking some news? Certainly the stock has had an interesting, great run, has had some volatility, but 1 year up nearly 200%.
It's nice to see that our company is getting a little bit more attention and visibility. I think the Aeluma story is very strong. We have this transformative semiconductor technology that can scale to consumer markets. You typically think about high performance being very specialized, low volume only for defense and aerospace applications. Not only can we enable the next generation of defense and aerospace systems, autonomous systems and the like, but we can also take our technology to consumer markets like mobile phones, AR, VR. We even enable the next generation of AI systems. So we do expect a lot of growth and a very strong quarter ahead.
So when we think about semiconductor production, the U.S. semiconductor industry, you think you'll get a lot of love from the new administration?
I think so. In the last few years, we've seen significant investments being made by the CHIPS and Science Act. And if you think about what that's trying to do, that's intended to reshore some advanced chip manufacturing. We produce almost none of the world's most advanced semiconductor chips within the US, but yet we're the biggest consumer. And we need those chips not only for consumer markets to drive our economy, but those chips are also used in our defense systems. So for economic security and also national security reasons, we need to do more manufacturing onshore. And I do believe that the incoming administration is going to invest even more so in these technologies. We saw at the inauguration some of the tech leaders present. So I think that's a sign that the President Trump, wants to work with some of those tech leaders to ensure global competitiveness. And I think everyone's aware of how important semiconductors are for our future.
Yeah, I know you've had advancements in AI, quantum computing, sensing. Explain a little bit of that to us so we can be excited like you are.
Thank you. Aeluma's technology is all about high performance. So we perform a lot better than the incumbent technologies, but we can also scale for consumer markets. things like sensors in mobile phones, sensors in cars, interconnects inside data centers and high-performance computers. So these are the types of technologies you might not see directly, but are really fueling some of the consumer electronics that we use every day.
So when you want to differentiate yourself from some of the other semi names, how do you do that? Or do you work with them?
That's a great question. We do partner with some of the big chip manufacturers. We perform one very key and proprietary step of the manufacturing process here in-house at Aeluma, but the rest of the manufacturing happens with chip manufacturers and large volume foundries, all currently US based. So it's that fabless or nearly entirely fabless business model, along with a very strong IP portfolio that I think positions us well compared to competing technologies.
All right, Jonathan Klamkin, great to speak with you today, CEO, President at Aeluma. Thank you.